Hello guys, this is Unders, and today we are having a look at the new freebie plugin from Izotope called Neutrino. If these sorts of videos are helpful for you guys, please pop a subscribe on the channel and pop a like on this video. They help me out massively in creating new reviews and things for you to come and view and listen to. Now, this new little plugin that Izotope have released is a freebie from them, and it's sort of working like a channel strip in the same way that Slate do the VCC, the Virtual Console Collection, giving a sound of the channel strip itself. Waves also do the NLS, which is the non-linear summer, similar sort of thing. Difference being these are aimed specifically at buses and specifically at instrument and area types of the buses rather than a specific channel strip themselves. So what we've got is the strip, and then we've got 4 different areas of it: voice, bass, instrument, drums. And the mix I've picked, I've got perfectly drums, bass, vox and instrument laid out in this, which is why I've chosen this mix. Now at the bottom we've got our mount and detail. I have cranked it to 100% across all 4 here because the effect is very subtle and we need it to be able to come across in the video so we can hear what's going on. So let's have a quick listen to the mix without anything engaged, and then I'll engage them all during the same little bit we've got going on. Okay, and now with all engaged at 100%. Okay, so we can hear some changes happening. It is subtle, even though all 4 of these are on 100%. But you can hear in some areas it's pulling it down a little bit. The drums, especially, the highs changed quite a lot. So let's have a little listen to them in isolation. So the drum is a very simple pattern. And it just plods along like that. However, if you listen when we engage this, it changes the profile a little bit and you hear the tops lift up a touch. I think what that's doing is dipping a little bit in the highs and then giving a really like airy boost. So it boosts up a little bit and dips down at the point where it's boosting, similar to how you would if you put a high Q on a high shelf. Now the bass does a similar thing but brings it out in different points. So on this track it's a MIDI bass, but it's a live sounding bass. Cool, so it brings the detail out in the bass quite a bit there, and it changes the low end profile. It seems to dip that out slightly to bring the tops out. It's quite likely that it is boosting the tops, making the overall tone to appear a little bit lower because the dynamics don't seem to particularly change, although we are getting a little bit of an extra peak over here where we engage it and disengage it, but that's normal. And if we ever listen to the vocal part here, I'll keep repeating the same bit of the vocal so we can hear how it changes.
I just wanna I just wanna be where you are.
That's definitely introducing some phase changes because the vocal profile seems to widen and narrow a little bit going in there. It's a vocal bus, so it is already in stereo and it's got some layers and it's got some stereo effects going on, but you can hear it change even more so. And that's something you'd expect from going through two analog channels. You'd expect to get phase differences, which is why you get that widening effect when you use things like VCC, or if you have the luxury to use an analog desk. Now, instruments doing the same thing, but it's just changing the overall profile as well. Cool. So that really helps bring out the detail in the cello, and you can really hear the impacts on the piano notes. Now, together, all four are really minor changes to things that if you haven't got it up on 100%, you may not even notice. But when you put all four together, that seems to be where it really makes a difference. So all four together there is completely changing the profile of the mix, but it's doing it in a good way. I would probably dial it back a little bit because I like the mix how I had it, but equally it's doing nice things on the drums, it's doing nice things on the vocal and bringing that out a little bit more. We'll leave the other three on, just bypass the vocal in and out a little bit and you hear the difference. Whereas it was quite a subtle effect on its own, when you take that in and out of the mix, it really does make a difference. So overall, it's a really simple, easy plugin to use. It seems to be more geared towards recordings, band type music, but will absolutely be able to be used in EDM or in electronic styles, especially when you've got drums involved, instrument involved, voice involved. I would maybe be hesitant to use it on bass in that sort of thing, just for what it's doing there, but we can definitely try it out. And the fact we've got the amount and detail knobs anyway, it's almost a wet dry effect, so you could use it in breakdowns and things like that to change your balance. But for a freebie plugin, it's well worth going and grabbing and having a little play with, and just seeing what you can do with it, changing your overall mix. Even if you use it as a reference point, if you pop these four onto your buses and you prefer how it sounds, you can then work out what they're doing to go and improve your mix. Cool. Thank you very much, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel.